While we're enjoying warmer than normal temperatures at this moment, there's no fooling us that this isn't summertime at the lake. It appears that the Liberal government, seeing that they're back from the winter break, wanted to start 2017 on the right foot. I'm about to board the one bus that's going to take me to Mac. It's the route that's supposedly going to be replaced by the LRT. It is now 12:56. We'll see how long it takes to get there. But once they touched down here in Toronto, many of the passengers believed that just wasn't enough. Well, this year they upped that number big time to 500 random drug tests. Surgeons actually removed Melissa Benoit's lungs and kept her alive for 6 days until a donor was found. This water is freezing. It is 2 degrees Celsius. When the Blue Jays were all red. It's for the 150th birthday of this country, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, just forget what I said.
I don't like the old red jerseys either, though.
Put a patch on the sleeve, done. With 2 years until major construction, the Hamilton LRT's design is constantly changing. There are some new additions, including a stop outside Gage Park, and some potential subtractions.
It appears the province is looking at alternatives that may get us more for our transit buck.
In a couple of weeks, Metrolinx is set to announce the possibility of scrapping the James Street North spur that would have connected the King Street B line to the West Harbour GO station. The city hopes the savings could be spent elsewhere.
We would really love to have that A line in operation all the way from the airport down to the waterfront.
That bus line would address some mountain residents' calls for increased transit access. LRT organizers hosted an info session on the mountain last night, and sentiment for the project continues to be mixed.
We still hear lots of people that think this is not the right project for Hamilton at this time.
We're not really going to know how much it's going to cost to operate it, how much it's going to cost to maintain it, until about this time next year. I think that's too late.
Speaking of time, designers say it would take 25 minutes to ride the entire length of the B line throughout the day. How's that compare to the current bus ride? So we're just east of the Queenston Loop. I'm about to board the one bus that's going to take me to Mac. It's the route that's supposedly going to be replaced by the LRT. It is now 12:56. We'll see how long it takes to get there. Hello.
Hi.
How much does it cost?
$3.
$3. I'm short a quarter. Given the rainy weather and stopover inside Mac campus, our arrival was what most considered average. All right, just outside Mac. Took me 39 minutes and 42 seconds. Not bad. Commuters shouldn't expect any different until the project is set to be completed in 2024. Surgeons actually removed Melissa Benoit's lungs and kept her alive for 6 days until a donor was found. It was a risky decision, but the mother of a 3-year-old girl is alive because of it. When Melissa Benoit took her first unassisted breath following hours of surgery, she knew right away that she had a new lease on life.
Wow, this is what it feels to breathe like a normal person. It was incredible.
The 31-year-old was born with cystic fibrosis, a genetic disorder that causes thick mucus to form in various organs and normally results in respiratory infection. Back in April, Benoit caught the flu and antibiotics failed to help, and despite life support systems operating at full strength, her body started to shut down.
She was going to die that afternoon if we didn't do this.
Dr. Shaf Khashavji and his team were given permission to attempt a procedure never completed successfully. They were going to remove her infected lungs, replace them with artificial ones, and wait until a suitable donor surfaces.
The arteries and veins that are normally attached to the lungs were then attached to these cannulas here. So these sat in the chest.
After 6 days in intensive care without any lungs in her body, a pair became available.
They pulled me back from the dead.
Benoit, a nurse at Sick Kids Hospital, now personally understands the importance of organ donation.
Without them, whatever procedure that the physicians would have performed would have been useless. I needed a healthy set of lungs, and I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. There's no words to express my gratitude.
Melissa was rendered paralyzed after days of being bedridden, but thanks to months of rehab, she didn't waste any time to enjoy her new lungs.
I get to do mom things, which is awesome. I get to bake cookies. I get to go to the daycare with her. I get to take her to the aquarium. I get to do all that kind of fun stuff, which the thought of even doing stuff like that before was exhausting.
While Melissa will still experience symptoms of cystic fibrosis in other organs, doctors say her new clean and healthy lungs will not be affected by the genetic disorder. And that's crucial because according to those doctors, diseases affecting the lungs is the #1 killer for people living with the disease. Now, later in the newscast, Melissa further describes just how her life has changed since the operation.